was the ref? He just retired. They found out like his family was like the Celtics fans.
Lewis.
Yeah. Did you
Eric.
Eric Lewis? Did you ever have any?
Yeah, can you Google the Eric Lewis Boston Celtics?
So
they're ridiculous.
So now that was surprising to me, for the simple fact I wouldn't think that he would have got kicked out the league.
And the burner. I forgot he had a Twitter burner.
Because
Twitter burner is what did it, not the fact that the Celtics I think were 19-4.
But it's other referees with it too. Like I remember, I can't remember this guy's name. He was a brother, and we're playing. It's a big game against the Lakers during the regular season. I think it's a pivotal joint. Like if we win this last game, it'll put us at a certain ranking in going into the playoffs. And oh man, this motherfucker called a bullshit game, not only against me but against the team. So I'm leaving out the arena. Who I see in the back? I see this motherfucker back there, and he got his wife with him, and what his kids got on? 2 fucking Kobe jerseys, right? So, his son came up to me and, hey, can I get an autograph? And so, I gave a little shorty an autograph because it's not on him. You know what I mean? Seen his dad, the referee, like a couple games later. Hey, man. I said, I don't want no bullshit out here now. I done signed a little autograph for your kid. I know you don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with you, but I don't want no more of this bullshit with these bullshit calls that y'all be calling on me. Oh, then, you're going to try to laugh it off. Then, no, motherfucker, I'm serious.
Like, saw the kids in the Kobe jerseys.
Yeah, and that shit I can go to the press with. But then now if I do that, now it's embarrassing. No, I didn't. Bitch, your son got the motherfucking autograph right there.
Right.
On the mini basketball.
Yeah, Celtics won 63% of the games he was refereeing. Most, that's the highest for the game for the teams he was refereeing, which.
See, and that's just, that shit, that's probably compares to the same stat with Scott Foster and Chris Paul. Chris Paul lost, about 70, 80% of the games, something like that Scott Foster ref?
No, I think it was Chris Paul's playoff record was slightly above 500.
Yeah.
And
when he
when Foster refed, he was 0-14.
Mm-hmm.
So the statistical anomaly there is it's not coincidence. There's almost 0% chance that it is.
And what's going to happen? I guarantee you gave Chris Paul 2 quick ones.
And the next game, or whenever they do.
No, the fact that Foster is officiating Chris Paul games, and
the fact that he's still officiating at all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which again, so by the way,
he's a league boy.
Foster's a company man, but we did after Whistleblower, we did a deep dive investigation into Scott Foster, and I thought I had him. I thought I had figured it out because he was giving Donaghy was betting on Scott Foster games, and Donaghy said that he went 1-6 off of his Scott Foster games. So against the spread, he had lost 6 out of 7, which I heard it, and Donaghy won every game that Donaghy bet on that he refereed. I mean, he won 95-ish%, I think.
I bet he did. Right? Yeah, I bet he did.
Because referees have full control of an NBA game.
Mm-hmm.
One bad referee can fully control an NBA game or any basketball game at any level. So Donaghy, when he was manipulating a game, it was an almost automatic win for bettors, right? And so it started, for those that don't know the real story, it started small in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, in the Philly area with Donaghy and a few other people, and then word started getting out. And all of a sudden, the Gambinos and the Philly mob, and there was tens of millions of dollars moving onshore and offshore in Donaghy games, and the whole thing blew up. Yep. The feds caught wind of it, yada, yada, yada. When it comes to Scott Foster, I thought I had him because I thought the 1-6 might have been 6-1. And what I mean by that is when we started looking into it, I thought Donaghy might have been giving his main bookie, because he had this relationship where he had zero risk betting with this guy Batista, his main bookie that he got caught with, where he might have been giving Batista the wrong side of the NBA, of Foster's games, in order to bet the right side with all of his other outs.
Purpose, yeah.
So I thought I had it, but look, in reality, we found out that Donaghy was giving the wrong side to his other bookies. So actually, Foster, I don't think Foster was in the same boat as Donaghy. It's obvious that other referees were. I think there were, if you go back...
docking at the same place. If they not in the same boat, they
docking at the same port for sure.
We threw out a few more names. There's referees that manipulate NBA games because they're dicks. Scott Foster's beef with Chris Paul's son, and if you, the story that Gilbert Arenas heard from Chris Paul that he told on Gil's Arena, if you didn't hear it, there was an altercation where Scott Foster went outside. Chris Paul's son was playing in the tunnel after an NBA game, and Scott Foster said, "Get this fucking kid out of my way," or something like that. Right? He yelled at a young child.
Did he know it was Chris? Not that it make it better or worse, but he know it was Chris Paul. Like
I'm not sure, but Chris Paul is his dad.
Yeah, no, he
reacted the way any of us would in this room. And so the Scott Foster beef stems from Scott Foster
being a dick
and yelling at a young child after an NBA game, where if he didn't know it was Chris Paul's son, he could have assumed. He should have assumed. There's no good side of that. Yeah, it's some sort of NBA person's son, right? Like there's no other. Like we're not allowed back there after the game. So Scott Foster, I don't think is manipulating game. I don't think he was fixing games. A lot of other referees were, right? We don't know who they were, but we know from talking with talking from the mafia and talking with people that made a lot of money from rigged NBA games. There were lots of NBA referees, and there's only 55-ish NBA referees in the league at a time. So there's a lot of referees that were.
Scott Foster is the company man. I know for a fact he's a fucking cheater. He might not have been betting with Donaghy and them cats, but like you said, hey, that boat docked in the same motherfucking port.
Birds of a feather, shit.
Man, cheating motherfuckers. And then think about it. You're not going to catch the company man.
Well, they're not technically doing anything wrong, but Vetta and Foster are fixing the game on behalf of the company.
Yeah.
So there's no illegal, because the NBA is an entertainment company. So the NBA is allowed, and people don't understand this, the NBA is allowed to do whatever the fuck it wants.
Yeah.
It is wrestling. From a paperwork contractual standpoint, the NBA is wrestling.
And they don't get publicly reprimanded like we do.
No, because most people watch Game 7 of that Spurs-Pistons series, and unless you're a Pistons fan, so this tiny pocket of America is watching this game being like, man, our big men have 14 fouls and Tim Duncan has 2.
Right.
This discrepancy is suspicious.
And here's the other thing. We know that he wanted that shit to be Team United Nations because fucking San Antonio is a smaller market than Detroit.
Right.
So usually it's what? Like you said, he's going to go with the bigger market. No, not that time.
In this case, right.